Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew from Fantasy 8 here to give you 5 underrated fantasy pitchers for the 2017 season. So excited, we're in the new year. Fantasy baseball season is closer than you think, so definitely time to start breaking out your research. I know I have been. So at number 1, we've got Matt Moore. Moore was a sleeper pick last year. I loved him. He never really sparkled, but he was fantasy relevant for most of 2016. One interesting thing I liked about him was he had a 4.08 ERA when he pitched for Tampa and 4.08 ERA when he pitched for the Giants because he split time between the two. And what I'm loving about Moore this year is that he's going to be spending a full year in San Francisco, presumably, and that gets him out of the hard-hitting AL East. He doesn't have to be in Rogers Center. He doesn't have to pitch in Fenway. He doesn't have to pitch in Yankee Stadium. So those are all pluses there. And he did get just above a K per inning while in San Francisco, but the walk rate was astronomically high too. If he wants to take that next step, he's going to have to solve the walk rate, but he is discounted this offseason. You should be able to snag him between rounds 17 and 20, which is a great value for his upside. At number 2, we have Sean Manaea, the Athletic starting pitcher. He started off rough, had a 7 ERA last year in May, but in 27 innings, and I actually had him for those 27 innings in a Roto League, dropped him, and after that 1 month, he went to dominate the rest of the way, unfortunately on a different team than mine. He posted a 2.67 ERA in 77.2 innings, while striking out 69. So those are impressive numbers, but I don't think fantasy owners really took notice. He's still a great draft value right now. You should be able to get him somewhere between round 15 and 20, which is definitely well worth the pick. In that range, he would probably be one of my best picks of the draft, in my opinion, because he's got pretty good upside. At number 3, we have Jon Gray, the Rockies starting pitcher, and he was pretty impressive last year. Don't let the ERA fool you. The K rate was great. He had 185 strikeouts in 168 innings, and he had a relatively decent whip. But obviously the reason people aren't excited about him and why he's not hyped is he plays in Coors Field for half of his games. If he were pitching on a different team, the hype would be astronomical for him with that K rate. But look deeper into the numbers. Gray had 9 games of 2 runs or less with 7 innings or more pitched in 2016. He also had 6 games with 10 Ks or more. The ERA is really reflective of the occasional blow-ups he had. He had a huge blow-up against the Cardinals. He had a huge blow-up against the Marlins one game. And those blow-ups really skew his ERA higher than it should be. Obviously, you definitely have to play matchups with him. Be, careful on how you use him. But the strikeout and the potential he has is too much to ignore. He's got a full year under his belt now. You should look to take that next step forward to maybe borderline fantasy ace. I don't think he can ever really be called an ace because he'll never be must start because you're going to have to play the matchups. But he's going anywhere between round 15 and 18, and it's hard to get a good strikeout pitcher in that range, so he makes a decent pick. At number 4, we have Jameson Taillon. Taillon came up and showed why he was a highly touted prospect, but the strikeout numbers didn't translate into being a fantasy ace, but he's still a really good guy to have on your staff. He's not going to give you Ks. He'll give you some, but he's not going to be that 9K per 9 inning guy. He's going to give you an elite whip, and he's going to have a ton of quality starts. He had 12 quality starts in 18 games pitched last year, and he's going anywhere between round 14 and 18 and would make a nice 4th or 5th starting pitcher. If your league counts quality starts, I would definitely lean more toward the round 14, but if quality starts don't matter, you could probably get him a little bit later. At number 5, we have Bedrosian, the presumable closer for the Los Angeles Angels, and he had a great season last year. Only had 1 save and 2 opportunities, but he had a 1.12 ERA with a 1.091 WHIP, 51 Ks, and 40.1 innings. He's entering spring training in competition with Houston Street and Andrew Bailey. Obviously, Bailey's not going to win, so really he only has Street to compete with, but his impressive 2016 stats show that if he can somehow get the job, he could be more than a middle-tower closer. And right now, the problem with it is this video is being posting on January 7th, but if he gets announced that he is closer early in spring training, his draft value is obviously going to skyrocket, and he won't be as good of a value. Right now, he's going between round 17 and 22, which if you're drafting early and you can snag him and he's the closer, that is wonderful value, as he could be a top 10 closer if he can get the job. And if you, quick mention, if you want to meet up with fellow fantasy sports addicts, just go to fantasysportsaddicts.com. Tom and Ryan over at Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous run the site. Once Yahoo opens up, we're always mocking, talking fantasy baseball. So if that sounds interesting to you, check it out, fantasysportsaddicts.com. For Fantasy Aid, I'm Andrew, and thanks for watching.